Hey, it's Nick Spry. Thanks for listening to Fort Fritz.
There are states worse than death. Have you ever heard about Hatian zombies?
I have heard about Hatian zombies.
I've heard of zombies, but not Haitian zombies.
Did you ever see Serpent in the Rainbow with Bill Pullman?
No. You know, I actually remember the video box cover for that when I was a kid, and it used to scare me, so it was
too spooky for you.
I never checked it out.
Well, because it's a spooky subject material, and it's actually a real thing. It's couched in sort of older Haitian folklore. The origins of the Haitian zombie myth lie in the existence of what is called a bokor, or I'm sure there's a more correct way to pronounce that, but bokors are essentially voodoo practitioners, more advanced voodoo practitioners, and some say that they have the ability to actually resurrect the dead. The ability of the bokor to sort of resurrect or create one of these Haitian zombies seems to be, according to myth or Haitian folklore, seems to be associated with the way the person died. If the person died of natural causes, if they got sick or something like that, it was said to be a natural death, and there was no way that they could be resurrected. But the bokor are able to take unnaturally killed people, and essentially because their souls are in a sort of limbo, they're able to capture those and create essentially thralls or slaves out of these people. Yeah.
Thralls. Is it THRALLS?
Yes,
as
2 L's.
in thrall.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it contrasts to kind of our Western myth about zombies. The Haitian zombie isn't this sort of bloodthirsty monster looking to eat things. It's, in my opinion, essentially more creepy in that it's a direct sort of slave to this person who kind of created this wizard. In most cases, it seems like the end, according to, again, folklore, the end result is simple manual labor, that people will enthrall these dead bodies to work their farms, to work their plantations, to do their basic manual labor, which to me is, infinitely more sort of strange and creepy than your brain-eating zombie. These are people who essentially a slave who's open to suggestion, and that's sort of the darker edge to this is a lot of these bokor will use or have been known to use their zombie thralls to do their sort of evil bidding or collect certain strange things that they have to produce.
So you're saying worst case scenario is that we can make Mandaddy into a thrall and we can make him do whatever we want to do? You're saying worst case scenario?
It doesn't sound like a bad...
Based on the Haitian side of it, we could have Mandaddy just walking up and down the stairs with baskets on his head.
For what strange reason? Why would we have Mandaddy do that?
Have you ever seen
videos?
You never seen videos of the Haitian tobacco fields where they're all like walking around? They got these big baskets on their head full of like tobacco leaves.
So the worst case
They
scenario
don't even
is
have to
that
touch them with their hands. They
you
just
have
balance
a
them.
Haitian
Amazing.
zombie Mandaddy butler.
Yes. Oh my God! And he's so tall.
The way you guys are describing this is not a worst case scenario anymore. I'm kind of actually in. Maybe we can figure out a way to, let's not hope he's dead, but let's keep an open mind about.
Let's never hope Mandaddy is dead. But at the same time, okay, so
the possibilities are.
Let's say somebody was stabbed to death. Is it a voodoo practitioner? How would this dead person become reanimated?
So there, a man named Wade Davis, who's an ethnobiologist, American-trained ethnobiologist, who sort of explored the phenomenon of what's happening in these situations, and he deduced that the bokor is creating the illusion of death ahead of the sort of a Romeo and Juliet thing. He's administering something that puts them into a death-like coma. When then the family gathers around, says their, final goodbyes, then he sort of is able to, via, his advanced knowledge of toxins and whatever he's using, to be able to pull them back out of that state. And not only that, but keep them sort of enthralled in this kind of zombie-like submissive type
enthralled.
So he's kind of got to like just be around, like hang around a hospital or something like that, around 6 people, like waiting, like an ambulance chasing lawyer or something like that. He's got to be there and
Sort
be like,
of
no,
yeah.
I can, really?
Yeah.
What a
sort
con.
Of, well, hey, yeah, exactly.
Really. So he could just steal bodies from the morgue.
Well, so again, it's depending upon which end of the myth you're sort of subscribing to. He's either finding these unnaturally killed people, or he is creating a condition in which these people appear to be dead, and then he through again, Wade Davis, sort of postulated that this is being done through some means of different toxins that are available in the area. More specifically, the pufferfish toxin and a certain type of toad that are native to the Haitian region. So, in addition to that, there's a paste, a sort of psychoactive paste known as datura, and that's also been sort of in evidence of some of these Haitian zombie cases, that these people have had exposure to this kind of paste, which in higher doses over the course of time can produce a sort of passive zombie-like sort of state in these people where it's hallucinogenic. They are they believe that they're in this kind of otherworldly sort of experience while they're just having to work some dude's plantation farm.
I've heard about people who travel from the U.S. to like a Central American country to do, God, what's the name of that drug?
Ayahuasca.
Yeah, ayahuasca. Is it something similar to that, where they are in that near state?
I would say that sounds pretty similar. Yeah, I think ayahuasca is probably a little bit, and again, I don't know for sure, but it sounds like this is producing a kind of psychedelic experience for these people, and they're able to kind of stay in this if they keep getting administered the drug.
So I got two questions. One,
where can we find this drug?
That's question zero.
Question number one.
And number two, what do we need to take it? Is it smoked or snorted?
So according to the myth, it's a paste that's kind of smeared into their mouth. So if you can imagine a very creepy, otherworldly plantation where zombified men are working the fields, and this guy is walking up smearing
Liquefied
psychoactive
tofu,
zombie
right?
paste into their mouth.
Your face. It's all in your mouth.
So does he at some point like relinquish control of these people and they end up corpses?
So there is a very well documented case of a man named Claverius Narcisse, and for the sake of brevity, we're going to continue to call Claverius Clarence, because I don't think I can say that, or just Mr. Narcisse. But there was a documented case of a Mr. Narcisse dying in a village, and actually, oddly enough, there were two at the time American-trained doctors who pronounced him dead. And then 16 to 18 years later, depending upon the person's story that you're taking, Mr. Narcisse walked back into his village with a story about how he was working a man's plantation for 16 years while this man continued to administer him these horrific zombie state-inducing drugs. And Mr. Narcisse, actually possibly even more creepy than the zombie aspect of it, was subjected to this from his brother due to a land dispute in the area. So this guy was actually missing for 16 years?
He just kept like a prisoner under this drug for 16 years?
And then
he was able to walk back in and actually confirm with members of the village and his family that this was indeed Claverius Narcisse. He was actually gone for 16 years, walked back into the village after being declared dead by two American doctors.
Uh-oh.
What
Did you
is
guys hear
that?
that from up above?